John's back. Okay. Try this again. There it is. Okay.
Oh, we're live again. Hey, everyone.
We are live again. So let's see if this worked again. Yep, Google Hangouts just went live again. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will see.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's I don't know what it is, man.
Is it still doing
the
it?
live feed right now. It's still looking messed up. It's going live again. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will see.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it looks. Yep, Chase is on. Hey, Chase. So we had a mess up, so let's see how it goes. Ooh, Just Noro from Down Under again. Wow, we got a lot of good streamers, but I don't know. It looks smoother. I don't know, guys. Let us know. Is it still we're good? Or is it still choppy for you guys? Let us know. I'm gonna see what's going on. So it's but audio OS fine. So it's but audio.
All right, well.
What does that mean? It's but audio OS fine. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm so confused. It's fine for me. Okay, we got one guy saying it's fine. Let's it's but audio OS fine. So okay, looks like it's pretty solid. So we'll just kind of go with it. We'll just hope it maybe fixes itself. I don't know what else is going on, but so guys, sorry about technical difficulties. I guess we're back. I do apologize for it going a little haywire on us. Hope it's fine now for you guys. I don't know. Maybe I do got an older computer. Maybe it's just time to rebuild my PC. Who knows? So other than that, we were talking about AOF, right?
Yeah. We were definitely. Oh, but hey, everyone.
Cool.
Awesome.
Video. Audio is smooth. Okay, so the audio is good. The video is not good. That could be me streaming. I don't know what it could be. So we'll just go with it. So sorry about that, guys. But back on. So AOS. I don't know, man. I'm taking it like 8th edition. Really excited about when it came out. You know, because it's like a brand new edition. AOS. I'm really curious. I guess is what I could say.
Yeah, I think curious is a good word. I think some people are hesitant. They might be the other views, just because of that bad first launch of Age of Sigmar. But everything that I'm seeing right now, they've kind of the big facelift they did with 8th edition, they did to this edition of Age of Sigmar. They're implementing command points. We don't have to wait a year and a half or whatever for point values for all of our armies, it did initially when they released it. Match play got cleaned up, and I really it looks like a lot of people, even at work, we've got people that they were very turned off by Age of Sigmar when it first came out, very upset they didn't get to play the Bretonians or their known gun lines or any of that stuff. But now we see them coming into the store trying to sneak in, buy a couple Age of Sigmar products and slip back out. It's a dirty secret, but it's starting to bring some of those guys that haven't played or were turned off initially. They're coming back to it, just like 8th edition brought back a bunch of people for Warhammer 4000.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what I'm excited about too. Is the fact I've been talking to some people that did quit, around fantasy, and they are kind of excited. Maybe they're more curious about it. And I'm hoping they'll get to play again, because I think it's going to be great. I'm really liking that website I just posted. Have you seen the new ageofsigmar.com website, John? Have you perused through it yet?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, well, I posted it in YouTube, but all I'm going to say is GW's done a bang-up job. They have got a start playing website, and they have these videos and everything you can watch. And they did a great job. They got a very nice-looking young lady that has done gaming channels and other things before. and she has done other video games, and she is very cute, and I like the direction they're going. That it's not some, it seems like it's more streamlined for the masses when it really comes down to it. So, they had did you see the video they posted last week? The really fun one of Duncan coming in. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
I want to play. I want to play. But no, she actually does like 7 different videos, and she does basically the whole game on how to play. They actually play a game, and it's really good. So I think this is a good step for GW in the aspect of, just promoting something.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. It's the web presence is always, and the social media presence has always been well, in the past has been very lacking, but I would say after past maybe year and a half, maybe they've really stepped up their social media campaign and gave their homepage a big facelift. And now doing the Warhammer community page, and now this with their Warhammer TV, they've kind of stepped up the game, kind of competing with, I'd almost say, in the sense that how like Magic the Gathering and say Dungeons and Dragons have been really putting out these promotional videos on how to play, or hey, this is the new stuff coming out, and they're really trying to step up their game, and it's impressing me.
Yeah.
Renfro says you got a crush. Well, I've got a crush too. So.
And who's your crush on?
Becca.
Becca, yeah. Becca, yeah, she's pretty cute.
I'm not gonna lie. As when I saw the video pop up in the Facebook feed, and I saw her there, and I'm like, who is this, and why is she talking about Age of Sigmar? I had to know. I fell for it. Great marketing, Games Workshop.
Oh yeah, yeah. I immediately was like, Becca Scott. I was like, no, this is some sort of like, this is not just some random person. So I looked her up, and she does Geeks and Sundry and some other things, and she's done a lot of this stuff. So I was like, they actually got a girl gamer to do it, which is very good, because I mean, it promotes the fact that, we've always talked about this. It promotes the fact that girls want to play these games too.
Yeah.
And it's good to have a girl face so people will play it. I mean, Duncan's kind of everyone's guy face, because we're like, oh, I want to be just like Duncan,
Yeah.
It's hilarious. So, but no.
Yeah, you hit it on the head there. You got a girl gamer, not like they just didn't get to go get some pretty face just to sit there and talk about a game and they don't even play games.
Yeah.
They got somebody that's in the industry that participates in all the different hobbies with board games, card games, and miniature games. And so it's for me, I guess I'm somebody in the industry in a way. It's refreshing that we got somebody of talent and substance in there, and it's not just kind of like a half-ass attempt to just get fanboys on board. If I had a daughter, my nieces, my friends' kids, I can say, look, girls play this game too, and it's helpful. Yeah.
I think it's a great idea too, because I mean, girls get in this hobby and they can snag some really smart, dorky guys that probably make a ton of money, and will just swoon over them.
Oh yeah,
I know. It does feel more genuine, and I don't know. I mean, I've always talked about this. It's the gamer girl hot factor is just through the roof. Like it's cute. She's cute, and you're like, oh, but she's a gamer. And it goes up like 3 points. The next thing you know, she's like a 10, and you're just like, I'm in love. It's same thing. Like, I know, John, you've talked about you like cosplay and other things like that. Same thing with that. It's like if girls are really into anime or something of that nature, it's definitely different when you talk to them, because you feel like we're both geeking out. It feels very different than sit and have a conversation with a girl and she's like, I like to go shopping and I like clothes, and you're kind of like, I don't like either one of those things.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when you can sit there and talk to them about what, like, you go to an anime convention, and I was with a friend. That wasn't an anime convention; it was a Comic Palooza last year, and there's a anime out there called Soul Eater, and the main character Maka, there was this girl, couldn't have been more than like 13, 14, dressed up as Maka, but she was like spot on.
Yeah.
She was there with her mom and dad, and my friend, he does a lot of professional photography. Him and his wife do stuff for weddings and such.
Yeah.
And we're like, we got to get a picture of her, and we talked to the parents, make sure it's okay, so it's not two creepy guys. Can we take pictures of your daughter? And yeah, and this girl, she knew everything. I mean, I just like watched the anime, but she was like knew the manga, the anime, everything. She's like knee deep in Soul Eater, and it was very impressive, and that's what I like. It's still okay if people just like play the games or would do a video or something. They have no clue what they're talking about, or do cosplay, no clue what they're talking about. Cool, you're having fun, great. But it is that cool factor that makes it genuine, as George said earlier. So
yeah, it's like my niece. My niece is a very big gamer, and she's. It was funny. The first time I went to Anime Matsuri was with her because she wanted to cosplay as Asuna. So she was, I think, 17 at the time, and she made me like a Kurito sword and everything like that. I was just wearing normal clothes. She wanted to go see all the cool stuff, and we were walking around and chit chatting and talking. And, she's like, "Oh my god!" And we started talking about anime. I was like, "I didn't know you watched all that." And she's like, "Yeah, I really like the old stuff like Blood, Last Vampire." And I was like, "Really?" And we started talking about that, but it's just kind of interesting, And then like it's funny because when you're walking around those conventions, a lot of people want to take pictures,
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess I would thought she was like my daughter or something. So they're like, "I take a picture with her," and I'm like, "It's kind of up to her if she wants to take a picture with you, not up to me."
Well, at least they're asking. I would say for anybody that goes to a convention, even like a gaming convention where they're kind of like crossing over, like we did with Warzone last year. We were alongside an anime convention. Just ask, be cool, ask them. Don't be a jerk and just sneak a pic. They're there to get their picture taken. They want that. But talk to them. Ask them.
They spent hours upon hours making their outfits. So So Tyler Miller, I haven't watched much anime since the early 2000s. Well, that's okay. You've probably seen a lot of the good old ones.
Yes. There's a lot of good ones right now.
Early 2000s. So that means you probably saw Berserk. You need to go watch the new Berserk because Berserk is awesome.
Definitely.
I want to be.
I didn't think I was going to like it.
Yeah. But okay, so I think it is very cool. GW's new marketing strategy, play Age of Sigmar. So AOS, huh? Yeah, back to AOS. Yeah, just more. Yeah, we're back to AOS. So
it is definitely a marketing plan, but it's not like some company that has no connection to the community. These people are gamers. I used to work for Games Workshop, and we go to their annual or not annual, like quarterly meetings and training sessions, and the UK guys would come over, and we would get together with them. I mean, not just like the training teams, but game designers, the painters, not Duncan at that time, but we would meet these guys, and they're passionate about it. Everybody, all the way up through, maybe not the warehouse guys having to pack up boxes after boxes, I don't know. But the company, everybody in there is really trying to make money. But yes, the marketing is to get you to buy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's genuine. I'm just going to keep using that because as perfect way to describe marketing campaign.
I know, like George, at Atomic, obviously been posting he's working on some Fire Slayers. I'm like, I love dwarves. Dwarves are so cool, but I'm going to go with Blood for the Blood God. So
yeah, I'll be sticking with some the Daughters of Cain for sure. I like blood
stuff. I mean, just all the stuff they're releasing is just absolutely amazing. I didn't realize. Did you see some of the size comparison on some of the spells, the models for the spells?
Actually, I'm looking at that right now. The Malign Sorcery.
Yeah. One of the things is like this big. It's like a giant thing.
I'm pretty sure that's the purple son of now it's purple son of Shyish. It used to be, I think, purple son of Xerxes. Very devastating spell, but now to see a miniature of it, that's pretty awesome.
It is. Let's see. Do we think we might get details around Stormcast Chambers? I don't know, but I hope they release everything. I mean, GW did change up the guy in front of Warhammer World, through the production plan, and it's no longer a Space Marine. It's now Stormcast Eternal. So they are going headlong with any Stormcast Eternal stuff. I think this is. I've been more of a fantasy type. I read a lot of the fantasy books with Gotrek and Felix, and a lot of the other ones like Sigmar and all the other stuff. So now it's kind of that time. I mean, I saw that they just released on the Black Library that apparently Gotrek and Felix are coming now to the New Realms.
What?
Yeah, it was a Black Library drop. It looked like they're going to start entering the realms, and I'm just like, okay, I need to go read the last 2 books so I find out what happens. So,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah.
Real quick, how's the video, guys? Is it still choppy, or are we doing good?
As long as the audio is good, I'm okay. I mean, if the video is choppy, I do apologize. It could just be my connection or something. So, since I'm running this one live, I'm plugged in. I've got 200K download speed, so I think I should be okay. My upload speed's at like, I tested, it was like at 15 or 16, so it should be good enough.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, about the other Stormcast chambers, no idea. I think I forget how many chambers. I want to say 7, but
yeah, I think there's 7 chambers because there's 7 realms. Sounds
yeah.
like something Sigmar would do, right?
Yeah. So well, I'm thinking that they're not going to just constantly open those up because they're going to want to progress the story along, and they're going to want to tie those into new releases.
Yeah.
So they're, I would say the next chamber, it's going to be probably about 3 years or so before, 2 to 3 years before they open up another chamber. And it's going to be part of some significant event that's going to take place in the mortal realms.
Yeah, it's got to be.
If you followed the Games Workshop's marketing policy and putting stuff out, they only want to put out miniatures or put out a new release tied in with the miniatures, which totally makes sense.
Yeah.
They don't want to it doesn't do them any good just to flood the market with all this new stuff, and then later on they don't have any content to put out. So it'll be a while, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, that's good though. I mean, that's that's good. I mean, I don't. I would like them to drop like everything at once too, but it's good for the hobby that they wait and release everything and systematically. Make sure it's around an event. Like I'm hoping that we do see that around August, maybe with Space Wolves dropping. They release a Primarch or something of that nature. But I hope they do it in time of basically they're doing it for an event or something of that nature.
Right. But I'm looking at this malign sorcery right now, and looks like 13 out of the 14 spells will have miniatures for it. I guess the only one is the Balewind Vortex won't have. I'm not sure what that does, but it sounds like it's a big spell. But even on their Warhammer community page, well, I guess the web store also, they actually break out. They break down what the sprues look like. And these things are going to be very easy to put together. They're not going to be very complicated kits. And I don't think they're necessarily. I don't think it's necessary to play the game. I haven't seen everything yet, but it's going to definitely be a cool factor in the game to have that available to you.
Yeah. So, yeah, God, man, I like God, the Stormcast models are just really cool. Yeah. And man, but the spells, that's one thing that's never intrigued me, I guess, when I play games is I don't like to do spells. I just want to kill shit. So like that's why I want to play like Khorne. I just want to be like, I want to run up across the battlefield and just cut you to pieces. That's
right. It. Yeah. I don't like when I play 40K, I don't like running psychers. And everybody's like, well, you have to have psychers for psychic defense. You need to take at least a librarian. Well, you know what? If I've got a librarian, what is that going to do against Grey Knights or Thousand Suns or anybody that's got like multiple psychers? When I'm going to negate one ability and then get blasted by 20 others.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and put tons of psychers in there just to deal with that. I think it's going to be something similar with Age of Sigmar about putting in having all these different people to channel spells or to defend against.
Yeah, I just hope like some of the Khorne stuff, like it goes to how it used to be on like fiction wise and fluff wise. Khorne is like they have defenses against spells because they're spell resistant.
The collar thing, yeah,
collar or Khorne. So, I mean, I'm just as soon as it comes out, I'm gonna get the rule book. Of course, I'm just gonna buy the rule book because I mean, the starter box. I'm not gonna lie, it's beautiful. It's awesome. I'm not playing either faction.
Oh
And
no.
if y'all can probably see this madness that I have over here that still needs to be put together and painted, and so I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't need any more models there. I just need to get my corn army going. So, yep. And Ski mentioned Ski's a good guy. He's AOS is amazing. I can't wait for him to teach me how to play because I know he will. So
Nice.
So yeah, axe. George, what stops spells? Axe to the face.
It does.
Axe with a sword to the face will stop any kind of caster. So
yeah, now I still have a lot more to read up on. So I did get like a little sneak peek of some of the some screenshots of talking about the different things that are in that malign sorcery. But those big spells in there are called endless spells. Mm-hmm. And only one wizard is going to be able to cast those per turn. If you want to cast those endless spells, these are like really super destructive spells. You actually, at least the rules say, you have to have the model. So if it's something that you are looking forward to for spells, you're going to want to get that box.
Yep.
And now, if you're not if you guys are not interested in the spells, that thing is also going to have a couple different match play scenarios, and more importantly, it's going to have a bunch of artifacts in there to equip your people with. So no matter what, there is some value in getting malign sorcery. Yes. Is it malign sorcery or is it malignant?
I don't know, man. I'm not even going to try to, trust me, I'm not going to pronounce it because I'm just going to butcher it. They'll make fun of me. I try to say something. Everyone's like, oh, TJ's trying to pronounce something again. It's never a good thing.
No. Yes.
I think it's malign sorcery. I think you got it right. I hope. Yeah, malign. M-L-I-G-N. Malign? Yeah, malign. We'll go with that. That sounds about right. Oh, yeah, I think command points is a huge game changer.
Yes.
Malign. There we go. They're telling us how to say it. I'll trust
yeah. Well, let me jump back real quick. Just Nor. Yeah, I tell you, if they have chamber where it's just constructs, I think that would be really cool if they had Stormcast Eternal constructs like golems of some sort. I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah. You know what? If they did that, I'd probably play Stormcast Eternals. Not going to lie. Because I'd be like, oh, they have Dreadnought Stormcast Eternals. I am so playing this.
Oh, the General's Handbook? Yeah, that Warlord edition. Ooh, I was just looking at that today. That thing is just chock full of stuff that.
Yeah, because I bought the one where they came out with chapter approved when they did chapter approved last year for 40K, and it had the command point dials and the victory point dials and all the other stuff in there, and I was like, yeah, an extra $20 or $30. I'm like, yeah, that's totally worth it.
Yeah, as I'm looking at right here, all these little. The thing I thought was cool is that Warlords edition. It's going to have the different decks of play cards. So if you want to do open play, narrative play, and even they have match play cards. They're just for when you're at home or with your buddies, so you don't have to sit there and look through the rule book and try to hold it open to see what the scenario is and everything you have to do. You just pull out that card. You've got it down right in front of you, and you guys can sit there and see the rules, set up everything. But yeah, that turn number and that victory point dial, like what you got with the whatever the book that was you just mentioned.
Yeah, chapter approved. But no, I mean, they did the same thing with chapter approved, so it's a good idea because me and Jonathan, when we played some, the new chapter approved missions and we play them, I just like pulled out all the cards for match play and I was like, pick one. And, you just draw one and you're like, okay, we're playing that mission. Let's go. It's just easier, than rolling the dice or everything. And you throw it on the table and then y'all can look back at it constantly to remind yourself, and like, well, let me pick up the big gigantic rule book and open it up and look.
Yeah, I hate looking around the rule book.
Yeah. That's what I do like about these new editions. The rule book, is they give you all those small rule books in every single box that you buy. It's like this long, fold it open. You're like, oh, okay.
It's like a pamphlet you can fold open. And yeah, hey Chris, yeah, they do love their Stormcast Eternals. Look, this goes back to like the Ultramarines.
Yep.
You see them everywhere, and you see Stormcast Ultramarines.
Yep.
You see them everywhere, and you see Stormcasts everywhere.
Yep.
That is your flagship model, basically, or the image or your icon. Kind of like with War Machines, you'll see the Warjacks.
Yeah.
These are the things that you're always going to see. That's what they are known for. And they might overproduce sometimes, but it's really that's what sucks people in, because they see those amazing looking models, and that's kind of something that sucks all these new players in. And new players is really good for you, whether you like Stormcast Eternals or not, guys and gals. These are the models that bring people in.
Yep.
So
yeah,
I
mean, all the Age of Sigmar models they brought out are just amazing.
Yeah.
They like every single new line they brought out, starting with orcs. You know, when they brought out those new orc models, I was like, I want to play orcs, because the war boss is phenomenal. You know, it's just like when they brought out the Fire Slayers, they brought every single line they brought out, even the Bloodbound, like the Corn guys.
Yeah,
those guys look amazing. And so, like, I mean, that's the thing about Age of Sigmar. Like, if it kicks off right with version 2, the models they made were beautiful. You know, everyone's going to be like, why didn't I play this before? And the modeling opportunity and just the kits they're beautiful. So I just can't wait for it to kick off.
Yeah, I read an article over on Beak and Sundry. Is that me or is that you? On Beak and Sundry, they were talking about they were doing a review of it, and they're talking about those miniatures in that box set, and they're push fit models.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially for the undead. Because if you've ever put together a Games Workshop skeleton model, or their zombie, well, not so much their zombie model, but their skeleton models for, well, the old vampire counts or the Tomb Kings, they were very fragile, very small connection points, very pain in the butt to put together. So these snap fit, that's ideal for, especially for me as a modeler. I do like the snap fit. Especially for in a core box set.
Yeah, I think it definitely in core box sets, because it makes it really easy to get in the hobby. Because you don't have to spend as much time, and you're like, okay, so then you have to clean this off, then you have to do this, and then you have to like get it prepped, and then you push, and then you glue it, you know. And so it's a lot easier to get into the game with the push stuff, because you're like, then you clean it off and you slap it together, and everyone's like, oh, that was easy. So,
and for those people that are brand new to the hobby coming into the store, you tell them, no, you don't need glue. You just push. Everything's push fit. So that means they can go home, or they can even stay there at your store, crack open that box, spend like 20, 30 minutes putting everything together, and get playing right away.
Yep.
And that's what they want you to be able to do pretty much with any game nowadays. At least I start seeing new board games, new card games, everything coming in, and we're starting to see, though there's a lot of things that you can do with the game, they're keeping the rules very simple and streamlined, because they want people to get playing. Then you can figure out all the different combos and all the different strategies involved in the games later. But get playing right now with simple rules. And then your strategy, your tactics for all these games, that's where the complexity really comes in.
Yeah. Clapfoot asks, any tips on removing mold lines quicker? It seems to take so long. I've been doing it for 19 years, man. I have not found a quicker way of doing it. I have the GW2, the mold line remover.
Yes.
To me, that's great. Also, files, like George says, I have some files that I use, but most of the time it's my hobby knife. I've got a really dull blade, so I switch it out with a sharp blade, and I can put my duller blade on there, and I just kind of go along and clean it. Usually when I do it, I usually either do it out in my living room with the TV on, and I'm like an old movie in the background, or kids are doing something, or if I'm in here, I'm at my hobby table next to me, and I'm basically just got music playing, got battle reports going, stuff like that, and I just sit there and clean it off. I have not found a quicker way to remove mold lines than.
I would recommend that you try not to use an actual razor blade. If you got like a hobby knife or something, because you will end up just like I have many times. Probably everybody's watching.
Yeah.
When you're trying to scrape that line, you're going to go a little too deep, and you're going to tear a chunk out of that model. So yeah, just that GW mold line remover, just fork out the money for it because it really does save time.
Yep.
If you can get a good file set, I think Gale Force 9 puts out like a 10-piece set.
Yeah.
It's really good. The Army Painter puts out a good set. And of course, Games Workshop's got a very good set.
Yeah.
So definitely use the file, use the mold line remover. That's the only thing that with these kits, if you don't like the mold lines, that's really the longest thing about putting these models together is you've got to take that out.
Yeah.
Some people just don't do it. And they might paint amazingly well, but I especially when I'm judging like a painting contest or something, I'm looking at these miniatures. I'm like, wow, you did a fantastic job. However, look at these mold lines. You couldn't take, 2 minutes to get rid of the mold line.
The worst thing I hate about mold lines is like when you think you got them all, you go and prime the model, and you're looking at it, and you're like, how did I miss that? And then you like clean off the primer, and you get the mold line off, and you're like, okay. Well, that's not, but okay, let's get back to it. Yeah, I hate the worst thing is because when you prime, like, when you put together like, a squad or something, you're going to miss it. So nothing 5 thick coats of
Yes, 5 thick coats of Krylon. That will work. That'll make.
Oh God, that's funny.
Yeah, and it's it's your miniatures no matter what. So if you don't mind the mold lines, great.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, from somebody that's been judging miniature contests and GTs and everything for a long time, it comes down to it. Those mold lines could be the difference between you winning and the guy next to you winning. So I recommend you doing it.
Yeah.
And
I wish there was a quicker way. I mean, if I could open up every single box before I bought it and inspect mold lines, I probably would.
Yeah. Well, I did notice something new about Games Workshop. They have been some of the newer model kits, either I haven't been able to find the mold lines because however they're processing, designing the miniatures with the CAD, or maybe their new process, their new die-cast molds, I'm getting, at least for the miniatures I've been getting less and less mold lines. So I've been very impressed with that.
Yeah, because I get less and less mold lines, but they're easier to get rid of, or they're in areas to where like it's flat already, so it's not as bad to remove them.
Right.
You play Space Marines, right, John?
I might
Space Marines forever, right? Do you remember like in 3rd edition, the box sets you bought, and like how like I have those legs, and I still have to put a ton of Space Marines together, but like the mold lines were like right in the perfect. They're like there's no way to get it off without like getting the mold line off. It's on the knee pad, and then you're like, okay, now I got to file around it so I can make it flat again. Yeah, make it round again. So
yeah. In those days, man, there were mold lines in everything, both sides of the arms, both sides of the head, the torso, everything. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
So for them to be picking up their game and putting out a better quality miniature, especially for us hobbyists, I'm
George brought up a good thing. Usually my point of assembly when I do it is I get I get the sprue, read over the instructions, because I do read instructions because some of these kits now are getting way more complicated than they used to be, and you can't figure them out. Like I was putting the armature together, and I was like, this is a lot more confusing than I thought it would be. But I get the model, get the sprue out, I cut off the piece I need that I see in the direction, and I clean it, and then I put it off to the side, and then I'll do the sub assembly like they have. And then after I assemble it all, and I basically do the sub assembly, glue it all together, let that dry, start working on the next piece, But then after that, I don't know. Like people think I'm crazy. Am I just old school? The fact that after I put the model together, I go and wash it with soap and water.
No, I do the same thing too.
Yeah. Jonathan was like, why do you do that?
I think right now for me, it's almost out of habit because when I did work for Games Workshop, I was buying a lot of Forge World, a ridiculous amount. I think I was spending about $3,000-4,000 a year on.
Oh my God.
Yeah. and I just a junkie for it. But I got into a process. I even went, and then they came out with the Finecast, and despite all the complaints about Finecast, I really liked that line because all those the metal miniatures I really liked. I could sit there and actually cut them up now and convert them a lot easier. But I still washed them because I was worried about mold, the mold release that they use on these things. I know that the plastic guys don't do that because it's just two pieces of metal put together, gets really hot, or they put in some plastic and wait for it to cool and pop out. But it's just habit.
Yeah, that is so true. That TJ from TJ's Neighborhood is so handsome. I have no clue who Carolyn Collier is. She's got some good taste. I'll tell you that right now.
I agree.
So Bondage says the GW mold line remover is a piece of poop. Now, the one thing I did have to do when I first bought it is when I work with it, it's getting it at the right angle. That mold line remover, you can't just have it flat. You kind of have to get it at a specific angle. And I know for some parts of it, like when you're doing the joints or like small areas, I've had a hard time getting it in there. So if you're working with like really small miniatures, like maybe like Eldar or something of that nature, I could understand where you could say the mold line remover would be a POS, just because of how hard it is to get in there sometimes. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but it was really tough for me, Bondage, to actually find the right angle sometimes on the model when I was doing it. So that's why I kind of go back to my hobby knife with a very dull blade, is because I can get in those small little angles if I need to. And then I think I've cut my thumb so much over here, it's kind of like there's like a hard area now. So it just kind of I hit it now and I'm like, oh, it's not bleeding again. It barely, just kind of scraped all the other stuff I have off on there. So
I got a bunch of hobby knife marks on my thumbs and Beretta bites. I just, I'm accident prone.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, the first GW mold line remover, I had an issue with it when it came out. I was still excited when it came out, but that first one, I want to say back in 2012-ish. Yeah. It was thin and you could bend it very easily. And with it being thin, I would almost have the same effect as if I was taking a razor blade to my model. It would cut gouges into my miniature, so I just stopped using it. The newer one, though, I am liking it, but like you said, the smaller, hard to reach places. That's why I've got what do you call it, files and stuff. Or I've got two hobby knives on my table where one is always a sharp blade. The other one's my nice dull one. So if I do need to get in there and scrape a little bit, I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely got this thing right here. Yeah, I bought one of them. When it came out, I looked at the price. It was like, what, $20 or something? I was like, Citadel usually when GW puts out a tool set, the tool is really good quality. So I know that's probably the last time I'm going to buy something like that. I don't know about you, John, but like when I bought GW stuff, it's lasted. Like I have old clippers and stuff that I think my grandpa used to have that I use for mold clippers and stuff to cut out of all the stuff. And they're old as crap, but stuff back then was made with some more quality. So sometimes when you look at it and people look at it and they may want to go back and they say, oh man, I don't want to spend the money on buying like the $20 file set. Sometimes it's better to just buy that $20 file set. So
yes, back to Age of Sigmar. Sorry, we got a little sidetracked there.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just one of those things. So yeah, sorry. Yeah, back to Age of Sigmar. So, oh God, I'm just in this mood. I just want it to be here so I can play it.
Yeah, I almost went up to work today just so I can get the box and crack it open. I really wish I would have now.
Yeah.
But as Justin Orr pointed out, yeah, they've been really, one of the things that kind of turned me off about Age of Sigmar initially is I thought it was a bunch of big floaty realms and it was different dimensions that when they blew up the world. but and I had no connection to the new Mortal Realms or how the world worked. But this edition, they've been mapping it out, showing you actually what the realms physically look like.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was Duncan, it was Phil Kelly the other day on Warhammer TV. I think they put it up on our Facebook page. He went through each of the different realms and laid out exactly the different factions on the realm, some of the landmarks, and kind of how it looked. And he would occasionally put up pictures of what the plains or the landscape looked like. And so it really, I think that's something that might have pushed people away the first time, because we had no connection to it. We didn't know, where's everybody at? Are they just all in this one big endless
yeah.
Or is there like actual cities where people go and carry out their daily lives? And there actually is, and that they're really exploring that. And Games Workshop today just launched their yes, it's a really interesting page.
Where's that at?
It is if you actually go to the Warhammer community page.
Yeah. Oh, I hear it. Oh yeah, let's get that up there.
And it's really, I'd say it's kind of interesting. You can click on the different, whenever you go to the page, you can click on the different icons. It's in a way, guys, it's very similar if you've been looking at the regimental standard for Warhammer 40,000. This is just another way that they're doing it.
Yep.
This is how they're going to be communicating all this stuff to it. And it's just a neat way. Excuse me. Just a neat way to get you connected to the world. And what they got up there right now is just the beginning.
Yeah, I think that's what's happened over the last couple of years. I think that's why they're relaunching it, is because they're working on more of the fiction. When the game first came out, I bought the rule book. I read the whole thing cover to cover, and I was just kind of like, okay. But I was like, I had a lot of questions. I was like, so do people live in the realms, or is this like just the death realm, and that's all its death is there? And I was like, where are all the people at?
Yeah.
And, they've kind of explained it a little more, which I do like a lot better.
Yeah. It really helps put my mind at ease, because one of the things I like about Games Workshop is all the history that they put into their different genres.
Yep.
Even though the Horus Heresy and the Warhammer 40,000 universe are really depressive, for at least from my point of view, the fantasy has never been really, to me, has never been really depressive. But the 40K has for some reason. But I really like how they've delved into the history of all these characters and the different cities and lands, and it felt like that was lacking initially with Age of Sigmar. There was just battle after battle. There's nothing to show about what daily life was like. So This is a little reassuring for me.
It is. I think they looked at the issues and they've basically fixed a lot, and that is good. I'm enjoying that. So, God, man, I'm just.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
I was saying, with them fixing, they're not just fixing that, guys. They're also fixing gameplay.
Yep.
So if you've been watching any of the videos, they really haven't changed gameplay itself. I mean, you still have a lot of your normal, your movement, your shooting, close combat, casting some magic. They haven't changed those. They just kind of streamlined some of the rules, and they fixed some of the rules. And they fixed up a lot of the issues that you'll find in the FAQs. So if you're worried about, oh my God, this is not going to be my game, my Age of Sigmar, they're breaking the game again or changing it again. They're not. They're just, all they did is just enhance what was already there to make it a little bit better playing game right off the bat instead of what they had before. And they're really expanding the different game types. And they've included, those of you that are really big fans of 40K, they've got command points in. And there's going to be ways to generate more command points while you're playing. So, I wouldn't be surprised if people kind of take a break from 40K and go over and play this.
Yep. I think it's going to give you two different types of gameplay, which is going to be good. So I mean, yeah, I just need some more time to come over a lot of the stuff, but God, I was like the new kid. I'm just like waiting. I was like, okay, when it drops, I'm going to play. It hasn't dropped yet. When it does, I'm going to play. It's like waiting. It's like waiting for your new favorite video game to come out. To be honest with you, you're like, they're going to release it. What's going to happen?
You got robot voice again.
I do right now.
Yeah.
Oh God, coughing to it.
I don't know if anybody else is hearing it. Yeah, robo mode.
Going back to robo mode.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh God.
Well, while you figure that out, yeah, they are using command point guys. Now we don't know if it's exactly like command points for 40K for stratagems, or they got something else going on. So it's really, they're trying to tie the games in, because originally, like Warhammer Fantasy Battle and Warhammer 40,000 back in the day were pretty much identical systems. And Age of Sigmar kind of changed that when it came out. 7th edition caught up into 8th edition. So now they're pretty much trying to align the two games together. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be, it's not just, this is just fantasy version of 40K or vice versa. They still have their own elements in there. Yeah, okay, there you go. Chris, as Chris pointed out, no stratagems, they're just command abilities. Thank you, Chris. So don't sit there and don't think that it's just 40K, but was just, I would say, with just swords, but swords and sorcery. It is actually going to be a different game system, a different way of playing. They have a couple different rules that you'll have to follow, but overall, I think this new edition is going to be a good game. And I know some people miss the massed ranks of like 112 Skaven all lined up, ranked up. But this way plays a lot faster.
Okay, I want to try it again. My Roboto still.
Oh, you're good.
Thank God. Okay, not Mr. Roboto anymore.
Well, Colonel Drakus, the best way to get in without wasting money on useless stuff. Well, I believe. Well, if you don't want to buy the core box set, totally understandable. You could sit and go buy the rule book just by itself. That should set you up just perfectly fine. If they do it like they did with Warhammer 40,000 8th edition, I believe they'll probably put out a you can download the actual rule book, which is like, I think 8 to 10 pages long, the fold out, and you can sit there and all the rules are going to be easy access. What you won't have access to is like the matched play, the point values, and all that kind of stuff. You'll have to actually get the books for your faction. So the cheapest way is get a hold of those rules just to learn how to play, which is probably going to be a download, and then whatever your army book is.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Chris said, you got to download the app. The app's got pretty much everything in there. So, but I mean, Colonel Drac is, if you're already playing, if you have Zinch and you have demons from Zinch, it's not a better way to just add some more demons to your army, some pink horrors and some other things like that, and start off right there and just play demons for the beginning. And if you really like the game system, then you can branch out into, just other aspects. Then you'll probably be like, man, I really want to pick up another army to have another faction. So, I mean, like, that's the reason why I really wanted to do Khorne Demonkin in 40K last year, because I knew I could have it divided over Age of Sigmar, and I can also use it for 40K. And so I wouldn't have to, it wasn't me a money sink to go just one way. It was, I could try both, and I could have it for both. And if I really like the Age of Sigmar part, which the first time I played, it was kind of different for me because I was still in that whole 40K mindset. And I didn't give it a chance like I should have. And then now I'm just like, sweet, I have a ton of demons now, Khorne demons, but I'm like, okay, cool. I'll get those. I really like the big corn warriors and everything. Those guys look brutally cool. So I bought like the Gore Chosen box set, that little small game they came out with, and they give you 4 main characters in there for like $60.
Oh yeah, that's good.
So I'll just put those all together and paint them up, and then I got more characters to put it there. And yes, honey, Spike is sleeping in the corner. So so then and then you know, and then I'll use that, and then like even for 40K, I really like the Blades of Corn. They have the kind of the guys with the shirts off, and I really want to use those, and I'm going to model them so I can use them as cultists in 40K, because I mean, like, really, because for corn cultists, they're not going to be carrying around stubbers and guns. They're already, like, any fluff you've ever read about corn cultists, they don't give a crap, man. They're bloodthirsty. They've thrown everything off. They're just running at people trying to kill them and hack them. They're not shooting at them. So I'm going to use those. But, you know, it's one of those things. I think if you just go with, if you already had an army for 40K like demons, start playing AOS with demons, with your demons. Play it, see if you really like it, if you like the game system, which you probably will, and then just go from there.
Oh, wow.
I hope that makes sense to you guys.
5 armies already. They all his dust just started playing 8th edition. That's his first venture into the hobby, and he's got 5 armies already.
Can't love it more, man. You can't love it more. I mean, like, the problem is this edition of 8th edition, and I think we're going to see this probably with Age of Sigmar, because we're going to start dropping stuff quite frequently, is the way they're releasing new armies and armies that are coming out. You're just like, oh my God, I want to buy and I want to start it.
Yeah. I like to. I'm right now thinking, even though I want to do the Daughters of Cain, I still look at those new Stormcast Eternals, and I'm trying to figure out how much it's going to cost me just to make. And I've talked about it over the past few weeks. I really love the female models that they've got. I'm trying to think. I'm going to have to buy how many of these individually, and I'm going to try to eBay them or see if anybody wants to swap the different miniatures, because I'm going to need a lot of them just to run it all female.
Just wait for more box sets to drop before you go willy-nilly crazy. So,
well, I can start small now, but I was thinking, like, because back with Mordheim, they had the Sisters of Sigmar, I think.
I remember those in Mordheim. I do remember that.
So, and they never really got it over to the Warhammer Fantasy for whatever reason. And, you know, I was thinking, if I do a Stormcast Eternal, I would want to do something like that, or it might have been Daughters of Sigmar. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Sisters of Sigmar, whatever. Sisters of Battle. I wanted them, and so that's kind of like the concept I'm thinking about doing now.
God, can they release Mordheim again? That game was so awesome.
Yeah, the video game on Steam right now it's kind of fun.
It is. I just downloaded the Adeptus Titanicus thing.
Oh, I forgot.
I played it, but like I bought it. It was like $9. I'm like, I'm gonna buy this. So yeah.
I totally forgot to do that.
It's $10, dude. So don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I downloaded it this week, and I was like, I got to try this game out. I installed everything. I just haven't had time. It's just been very crazy, hectic stuff around family life. My wife is in Louisiana right now doing a tour of duty for the VA, and like she had to take a position over there for 30 days. So I am stuck at home with both my girls. Thank God my mom and my mother-in-law are here, so it's not as bad, but still, it's just, you know, not having the wife around is just definitely a different aspect. Where are we at? God, it drops this weekend, right?
No, 30th.
30th?
Yeah, they're doing 2 weeks of pre-orders, because it's a huge release. It's what they did with 8th edition for 40K. Unfortunately, which pushes back. Which I'm expecting Orcs and or Space Wolves will hear about sometime in mid-July, because they're going to need the first weekend. The 30th is when this drops for Age of Sigmar. Then they'll probably do pre-orders for the next week or two of other Age of Sigmar stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, probably mid to late July for anything 40K related. Sorry, guys.
No, I'm fine with that. I just want Age of Sigmar to drop. Just drop it already. Drop it
Yeah.
like it's hot.
Well, go by your store. See if you guys got a preview copy.
Hey, man. Yeah, well, I'll be up there this weekend, so I got to go up on Saturday. It's round 4 of our Escalation League, so already starting off. So man, we just got like 20 people in the game, man.
God, you're so lucky.
Man, I can't talk more about the people out of the Atomic Hobbies and those gamers, man. They are getting their games in. They're emailing me. I am, dude, y'all are making it easy for me. I'm hoping I'm not up there all the time, but I know I'm trying to do as best as I can. But it is, this is so cool that this many guys are wanting to play 40K and getting into it. So the only thing is, it's going to hurt when that Age of Sigmar drops.
Yeah. Oh, there's
you got 5. So the fourth round is going to be 1250, and then the last round is round 5, which is 1500. And I think we pushed it back to the week after. The week after we have the next round starts the week after Warzone.
Oh, okay.
Because I wanted to give everyone a little extra time to catch up a little bit, and then I'll be at Warzone, and a lot of Atomic Hobby is going to be up there at Warzone too, so they're going to be up there, so there's really going to be not a lot of people at the store. So hopefully some of the guys at Atomic Hobby will come play. So
yeah, yeah, hopefully some of those guys have 2,000-point armies and want to come out and play with the big boys.
Dude, I mean, the thing that I always say, if you've never played in a tournament, go play in one, especially a big one, because to be honest with you, you may have, if it's your first time playing a tournament, your first game will be tough because it's just kind of the random matching you never knew you were going to get. But then usually by the second or the third game, because if you lose big on this first game, you're going to be at the bottom, and the person that you played against lost really big too. So y'all are going to be playing together, and then by the third game, you're right where you need to be.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
A whole weekend of gaming. That's the best thing about big tournaments. So.
Before I was always kind of big against tournaments. I was always kind of not big on the tournament players, just because you always hear about these really horrible players or these horrible experiences when actually they might happen, but they're like isolated. And it's just like 1 or 2 guys out of, I don't know, 70, 80, 90 guys there. And so the chances of you actually encounter that are really low. But one thing I could not believe until actually I started doing it was you go and play in tournaments, you do get better. Yep. You play differently than when you're, let's just do a pickup game. Let's just play a game. You guys are kind of going at it and playing. But when you sit down and you're competing against other players over 3 or 5 games, your mentality, the way you play, you will get better.
Yep.
As long as you pay attention.
Yeah, because I think the worst thing about, people have that misconception about tournaments, but really you get better because you look and you're like, even when you're playing your pickup games, you're more into it and you're looking at it and you're just kind of like, you know what? I need to really think about what I'm doing. And I think that's the thing. When you play like 4 games, or when you play in a big tournament, you play the 5 games, you're playing 3 and then 2 games. You're going to get better. And if you just go at the aspect of like each round, you play each turn as each turn. You don't worry about if you're winning or losing. You're just focusing on what I can do to win that turn. And it works. It makes your mentality better, especially for any game system. So,
and even if you are losing, even if you go to a tournament in San Antonio, and you lose all 5 games, like somebody here might have. Oh no, I lost 4. I tied 1.
Yeah.
But that was only because I was sick and I had to leave. So that's my tie.
Yeah.
But every single one of those games, I was looking at my army list like, man, what did I do wrong here? And sometimes I don't think I had a bad game at all. All my opponents were like, oh, you should try this or try that. And, I also learned my mistakes. Like, oh man, I went out of sequence. I had a certain way I needed to do things and I messed it up. Or things that like at LVO last year or this year. This year, I went first every game. So my Raven Guard executed their strike from the shadows perfectly every time. Alamo, I didn't go first at all. And so it made me realize that I don't have a backup plan for if I don't go first. So, you know, you go to these tournaments and your mentality is changing, and then you start picking up on little tips and tricks. And these guys that you're playing against, these guys that go to the tournaments on a regular basis, pretty much all the guys I can think of off the top of my head, especially the core guys here in Houston that travel around, they're very helpful. And if you just ask them like, hey, what should have I done against this or this of your unit? They'll go, oh, dude, next time try this or this.
Yep.
They're very, very helpful.
That's how you get better. Oh, it's like Colonel Dracus, man. He just posted that I know he played an all-night army this weekend. It was a beautifully painted Hawkshroud army, and he said he won his local tournament with knights.
Oh, nice.
So that is cool. But I know he was playing Hawkshroud because I showed he had some pictures up. So that is very exciting, you know. But still, at the same time, it's, you know, playing knights are the newest army. You know, not a lot of people are going to know how to play against them. So that's always the thing about the newest army that comes out. If you're fortunate enough to have the army already painted and the codex drops when you go to a tournament, no one's really going to know about it. Yep. They're going to be totally, they're like, oh, I didn't know it did that. Oh, God. So it's always that meta and stuff. So it changes the meta dramatically. Because then people are like, man, knights are awesome. So then people start countering knights. How do you counter them?
Yep. Well, it was like that when Custodes came out. Like, oh my God, they're OP. Well, at first it was like, oh, they're gonna suck, and then they're like, oh my God, they're overpowered. And now people are like, oh, you got Custodes, I can counter that. I'm not worried. Yeah, it's well at Dallas Open this weekend, I think, or Dallas GT. Drukari, I think, was in the top. There was like 3 in the top 5 spots and only 1 Custodes player. There was an Orc player, I think is number 5 or 6. So they're, you know, the meta is constantly changing, which I think is a very, very healthy thing for tournaments and for the hobby itself. Because if it's always like 7th edition, it's like, oh look, Yanari are winning, or oh look, Gilliman list is winning over and over and over and over again. It just gets so boring. This new edition, man, they are keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, Drukari, I mean, they are, like, whenever I see a Drukari, I mean, I'm looking at them like, man, this is brutal. Like, we had a new Patreon subscriber, you know, and he was posting that. Did you see the list he posted in our chat? I looked at it, I was just like, I don't want to play that. And it's nothing like crazy. It's just Cabalite Warriors, all-in Raiders, some Ravagers, a Bomber, and you're looking at it and you're like, well, with the Archon, put that in the middle, re-roll everything, you know, re-rolling ones. Okay, it's going to be fast as heck and move like crazy, you know, and you just look at that and you're just like, what am I going to do against it? I'm just going to pray to God that he doesn't kill me with poison weapons, you know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just look at the list and you're just like, man, it's brutal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Tyler said he just started a night army. Like, I mean, I painted a House Terran knight, you know, like 2 years ago. And so every single other night I want to play is House Terran. It's probably, I think the Warlord trait and the household trait is kind of on the bottom end. Like most armies I have that I managed to pick like the worst army for like chapter traits or anything. I'm like, that's useless. But you know, that's what you picked, TJ. So run with it, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just, yeah. You know, Chris brought up that Drukari list. It's like a 3rd edition list, and it was scary in 3rd edition, and it's scary again now, which is scary. So, but yeah, you know, well, but Knights are going to be so much fun. They're going to add so much depth out there, I think.
Yeah,
because it's not like now you're not going to see. Oh, you're definitely going to see that 1 Forge World Knight, and then you're going to see 4 normal knights, you know, or 3 normal knights, you know. Now it's like, ooh, what am I going to see? Am I going to see a whole bunch of armatures? Which armatures am I going to see? Am I going to see the really big knight? Or I want to see 2 Forge World Knights and a big knight, or I'm going to see 4 normal knights and an armature. Like, what am I going to actually see now when you see it on the battlefield now? So I think that's what makes the new Knight Army very cool.
I think it'll be interesting. Next big GT in Texas coming up, part of that Texas Championship is Sidewinder in El Paso. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any knight lists there, and then after that, of course, Warzone Houston. We should see. It'll be interesting to see what those night lists are going to be.
I know one night list that we're going to see that he better get ready. And Jonathan, you not be listening. But you better get the crap put together, son.
Gonna have to beat you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to beat you if you don't, man.
Yeah, I think last year we saw only 2 night lists. Well, yeah, it was there was one night list with 3 knights and Magnus.
And 3 nights and Gilliman.
And well, actually, there's 2 nights with Magnus, or two lists with 3 knights and Magnus, and then the night list with Gilliman.
Yep.
They didn't do too hot, but you know, I got to give them credit for bringing the big boys all in one big group. It looked really cool.
Who was it? Was it Mike Dull last year? Did he bring the 2 knights and the assassins and the Astro Militarum? Who was that?
2 knights, Astro Militarum, and assassins. It wasn't Colin.
No, it wasn't Colin.
No, I think no, it couldn't have been Mike Delza. He's pretty much knee deep in Eldar right now.
No, it wasn't Mike. No, I know it wasn't Mike. Melkrad Eldar. He was one of the guys, I think, from Austin maybe or something. But he brought that, and I was like, now that's a good night list because you use the assassins to screen, and then the knights pushed up.
Maybe Chris Carlisle?
And maybe it was Chris. I don't remember who it was, but it was a really good list. But it wasn't like a night list. You know, you used Astro Militarum and you used the Imperial Suit thing. But, you know, that was, of course, when 8th edition first dropped. And so,
right. And it was, we were like one of the first tournaments for 8th edition. So it was really a toss-up on who was going to win.
Yeah.
We had no clue.
Yeah, there was no clue what's going on. Half the people we were still figuring out. 3 Warglaives, 3 Halberds, and Preceptor under 1,500, throwing 2 guard battalions and call it a day. Yeah. But no, I mean, like, John, think about it. Since a year ago, all the tournaments that have come out and how the meta has changed in 40K 8th edition. It's actually amazing.
Yeah. I've seen people saying, man, I wish the meta would stabilize. You know, that I pretty much since LVO, they're like, man, I can't wait for it to stabilize. I don't want it to stabilize. I want it to stay fluctuating, because that means that no one army is dominating the tournaments over and over again. It comes down to the player, and who cares about what army it is? I want to see what player is dominating. Yeah. Because look at 7th edition, man. Yannari and Eldar, not so much Craft World, but Yannari were dominating left and right, and then Space Marine battle companies. Yeah. They were all amazing. That's pretty much those winning every time at a tournament, especially the locals, and it just got so boring.
Yeah, and then you have, like, you know, people that had, then you had the Tau list, right? With like,
yes, yeah.
You know, I mean, to me, that, you know, people came up with other lists that did really well, but they weren't dominating. I think that's the thing about now. It's just like, even a really good player, like and they have a good list, a great list, they just may meet up that one person that contradicts them, you know, and then lose. And then you're just kind of like, oh, okay. But it's one of those things to where, like, really, when you build an army this time, you have to build it very soundly to where it's not a one-trick pony. Yeah. You have to build, if you're going to be a top player, you have to build it so you can counteract what other people are going to bring. Because there's no just standard top tier list anymore, you know?
Yeah, there's no more of this, well, my army does this to win. You know, it's not versatile. It's just, like I said, one-trick pony. Yeah. If you're not taking a versatile list, you're relying so much on that unit or that unit, and there's no synergy in your army. Yeah. And you are cruising to lose. And then you're going to be scratching your head coming up to the TO saying, I don't understand how he won. You know, how did he get all his points? How did he do this or that? Well, look at his army compared to yours. You are relying on, let's say, smite bombs. Yeah. And that's it. That's all you've got. Yeah. You know, that's your main gun there. That guy's got mobility. He's got ranged weapons. He's got close combat. He's covering all the bases. Yeah. He just outplayed you. Yeah. And I don't think people really understand, like the guys that were running the 3 knights and Magnus. They thought, I'll just take the biggest, baddest boys out there, and I'm going to dominate these tables. Yeah. Didn't quite work that way.
Yeah. But, you know, it's one of those things. It's just, you have to have an army that is like you were talking about your list in LVO. You went first every time, and you went 3 and 3, right?
Yeah.
you didn't go first in all your games and you went 0-4-1, you know? Because I mean, because it's like you design an army and you're just like, this is how I'm going to play it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the only way you know how to play it. So you have to design it with other things. Like I know the list I'm bringing to Houston Warzone right now is I'm playing Grey Knights and Custodes. So, just depends on who I play. It's how much I want to deep strike or how much I want to leave on the table. Because no matter what I play, it's just going to be who I play,
Yeah.
Like if I play like a standard gunline army, like guard or something, then yeah, I'm going to keep all my stuff in hiding and then deep strike as much as I can to get them up in your face while the other line pushes up. But if I'm playing like Dark Eldar, I'm like, is it best if I just deploy everything on the table and just keep a couple units in reserve to go and grab something at the end or do something of that nature? So he's got to come to me and shoot at me, So it's one of those things. It's just you have to design an army that can take out everything. I'm gonna have a problem. I know I'm gonna have a problem with armor. If someone's got a heavily mechanized army, I'm gonna have problems with it. So I'm just gonna accept that as right now.
Yeah. Both Alan and I are bringing ringer armies to Warzone Houston in case we have an odd number or somebody drops along the way, which bewilders me. It's like you just paid for a 2-day event, and barring an emergency, you don't want to hang out and get 5 good games in, even if you are out of the running. I don't understand that mentality. You're there, play those games, get the experience, and like we're going to be having door prizes throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a chance that you can get the award. I forget what we call it, but it's kind of like the best of the last is what we called it.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a chance that you can still win something. So why not go, guys, and play?
Yeah, totally. Won the worst last year, the Leroy Jenkins Award. I got a first strike box.
Yes, you did. Like
it wasn't intentional. I mean, I didn't. It was 8th edition just dropped. I had no clue.
Yeah,
that was the thing. I had no clue it was going to be good.
Speaking of prizes, guys over at RMC, they do the 3D replicas.
Yeah,
40K stuff. I got basically a half a magazine's worth of bolter shells in. Would you like to see?
Yes, let's see.
All right. So here's a Space Marine miniature. Here is a bolter shell.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. And besides all the phallic look, but to it.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah. And besides all the phallic look, but to it. But yeah, I've got a bunch of these for Warzone Houston. So I'm pretty excited about these.
Sean, what are you going to do with that? That is cool, man. They do some cool stuff. I think I looked at them. I wanted to get like the chain axes or something like that. So
yeah,
I don't know how to convince the wife to do that because I really want to get a new monitor for my desktop. So I want to kind of get that first. So I may have to.
Depending on how, I mean, we're already looking like we're going to be very successful this year for Warzone Houston. But if we go above and beyond our projections, next year we're going to look at probably doing their chain sword or power sword, or I'm not sure which, but we want to go ahead and change it up every year for the prize. Last year we gave away a bunch of laser etched wooden gladiuses and an actual war hammer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so this year, besides bolter shells and tons of prize support, that's what we're doing. Next year, maybe bolters and las pistols for real. We'll see.
Nice. Oh, God, did you see what Colonel Dracus wrote? I had a gallant advance 18 inches and charge 12 inches, turn 1 into Riptide, then death gripped it to death.
Wow.
Can you imagine the look on the Tau player's face? I would have been like 18 inches and then, oh, you made the 12-inch charge, did you? Oh. Hey, death grip. And you see your Riptide just being like, did you throw it? Did you throw it? Please tell me you threw it after you killed it.
I think it has to be a vehicle to throw it, doesn't it?
No, it's a monster or vehicle, and you can throw it. Oh God, I want to know if you threw it. That'd be so awesome if you threw it. It killed something else and didn't take more wounds.
Awesome.
That'd be hilarious.
Is Death Grip the one where you guys sit there and compete? You roll off.
Yep.
Okay, and basically you're crushing. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
Well done. Yeah, that's I want to do that. That's hilarious. Just to see the look on someone's face as you're like, roll strength check. Okay, you're strength 6. Okay. Strength 8. Oh, I rolled a 4. Okay. Rolled a 2. Okay. There goes three more wounds. 3 more wounds. Do 3 more wounds and just God. Nice just adds so much. I think they just add so much to the game right now that it's going to be impressive. And then when they drop orcs and
Yeah.
space,
Yeah,
cool.
it's really hard to tell, Tyler, or everybody that's like waiting for orcs. It's hard to tell because they are playing the orcs and the space wolves really close to the chest. And usually by now we've got something. I think we've already kind of talked about it before. They're not going to really talk about it or because they want us to focus on Age of Sigmar right now. But even then, we usually have some sort of snippet, some sort of sneak peek or something. We've got nothing for this, and it's not alarming. It's annoying, if anything, because I want to know. But I think you'll see. I think we discussed it before with orcs coming out. Well, you're going to see the kind of like the chapters for Space Marines. You're going to see the different orc clans. I think there's like 5 or, well, if we count Flash Gits, I think maybe 6 of them.
Death Skulls, Gazbril Thoka's group, Cult of Speed, right?
Goths.
The Goths, yeah.
Snake Bites, Blood Axes, Flash Git, or not Flash Gits, Bad Moon, I think.
Yeah, Bad Moon's one, you're right.
And I think Flash Gits, or not Flash Gits, but whatever the pirate, I guess it is them, the pirate guy.
Yeah. Pirate guys, yeah.
So, hopefully.
GW, man, like, if they really actually drop, like, Lehman Russ of the Primarch and nothing's come out with them yet, like, I feel like what they're going to do is, like, after Age of Sigmar releases, like, 2 weeks after that, we'll get, like, this, like, thing of, like, a bad image of Lehman Russ or some shit,
Yes.
Or something, or just, it's just one of those things, man. You think orcs are getting new orc boy models?
I think so.
They're going to get new orc boy models, man.
I don't know. I mean, look at Age of Sigmar. They went in.
The orc line. Let's look at that orc line real quick. Let's see.
I don't know. Freebooters. Thank you. I appreciate that, Tyler. I know it wasn't Flash Gits, but.
Okay. So Mega Knobs are good.
Mm-hmm.
Mega Knobs they just redid those a while. The Gorkanaut Stompa. Let's go by price. I'm gonna go look for high to low and we'll see here. Stompas, Morkanauts, Gorkanauts, I don't think you'll see anything there. Start collecting Orc Box, maybe. Battle Wagons, I don't think so. Definitely not any of the flyers are going to get replaced, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those are too cool as they are. Mega Knobs and Orcs, those aren't going to get. I don't think Flash Gits. The Death Dread looks still really cool. I don't think they'll really do anything with the Death Dreads. Killicans, I think, are still a good kit.
Yeah, that's their newest kit. Well, newest. So
the Mech Guns, definitely not. Maybe Tank Busters or Commandos. I think they could really do with new war bikes, though.
Yeah, I mean, those are I don't know. I mean, the oldest model kits out there right now is the Chaos Space Marine and the Orc Boys.
Yeah.
So I think they will, to be honest.
They may. But I think they need to redo the Death Copter, War Buggy, and War Track. Definitely.
Yeah.
Ludas, I think, are so good. Maybe a new pack of knobs?
Maybe. But the only thing is that new pack came out late or early 2000.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think that. Well, I guess the big key will be how their gameplay is. I know that they're kind of like a horde army, but compared to a couple other 40K armies, they're not horde enough. So if they change up how they do things, they might reduce the model count, so you're not running 120 Orc Boys, and we might see something a little different, I bet.
I just don't think that you never know. I think maybe the knobs will get redone, and maybe boys, you could be right. You definitely could be, But whatever they're going to do is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Jeff asked if anyone from FNP are here in the chat's going to Nova Open. Unfortunately for me, Nova Open's right at the start of school, and that is not something the wife. I love her, she loves me, but the beginning of school is just tough. If they make it like maybe mid-November, totally be down for it. But with school going on, it's just too hard for me. So I really
August 30 to I just saw the date. I wasn't planning on it. My big event for August will be going to Wargames Con.
Yeah.
Those guys are coming out to support Warzone Houston. So I want to go out there, show my support to them. So
is Wargames Con?
I think it's August 18th, 19th. And plus, that's the finals for the Texas Championship between all 5 different GT.
They did change it to the 17th through 19th.
Oh, 17th through 19th, yeah.
I thought it was later.
No, I thought so too, but yeah, I would be, Nova might be my event for next year.
I actually may be able to go to that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I can talk to the wife if she's still on. She's probably like, no, you're not. But yeah, no, I think I may be able to go to Wargames Con this year. But no, because school starts like that week, the 30th or something, that week, or the week after that, week before that for school for my daughter. So like, it's just not a good time for me to go. I mean, I would really love to go to Nova. I heard it's an amazing event. It's like going to Adepticon. It's just amazing. So, God, yeah, I would really love to go, but I don't think I'll be able to make it. But maybe Wargames Con this year I can go because I've always had fun when I've gone to Wargames Con.
Yeah, I like Wargames Con. They, Chris Kyle, John Cook, and them put on a pretty good show out there. Yeah. And I think this is their 10th year, their 10th anniversary. So that's a milestone right there.
I remember talking to, who was it? Was it, God, I was talking to a guy from Austin up at Atomic Hobbies. It was the last one. I think it was John.
Oh, Brian Schwinger?
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, I think I was talking Brian. Yeah, because he's from Austin. And he was telling me I should really plan the narrative this year, but
they have a couple guys, I can't think of their names off the top of my head. I talked to them about a year or so ago about a different event, but they put on a fantastic narrative event. Yeah, so if you don't want to compete,
it's narrative guys. That's what it is. Narrative guys.
You're narrative guys. Yeah.
Because I was like, it's not. I was like, Forge the narrative. I was like, no, that's the other group. It's narrative guys. But for me, I always play in the tournament no matter what, because for me, it's the ability to play those 5 games. And that's why I usually go to tournaments, is to play those 5 games,
That narrative event is over 2 days.
Yeah, it is over 2 days. So yeah, I don't know. I'll have to talk to the wife and see if I can go. If I can, then I'll try to make it to that one. It's just, that'll be cool. Then I'll get to go to Alamo, Warzone, and then the Austin one. So the Dallas one, just bad time.
Yeah, I mean, I was one of our local players here, him and I couldn't go because he was getting married that weekend. I was marrying him and his now wife, so I couldn't go to Dallas. I really wanted to. I know Bruce Merker, he's the one running that up there, and a lot of my friends and family actually live up there. I want to hit the Sidewinder guys over in El Paso, but unfortunately they're a week before my event. I can't justify it. I mean, Alan's on vacation right now, so I'm like scrambling to get a couple things done, and it's just normal work, but man, it's getting a little close.
Yeah, it is. You are getting close.
Getting nervous.
I would be nervous, man. Y'all got this.
Well, I got a bombshell today. The guys over at Chessex they're behind a little bit on making dice.
They are.
Well, we ordered like nearly 1,200 dice for the event, and
because I think Jonathan ordered our new FNP dice almost like 2.5 months ago. And we haven't got them yet.
Yeah, it takes like 8 weeks, and now they're behind. It's probably because you guys or us.
We got to make sure they get the FNP dice right. We're very important.
Yeah, you are correct. We are very important.
Yeah.
But it might be like we might be getting the dice the day before the event, or I think worst case scenario, they come out the Monday after.
Yeah.
So if that happens, then I'm going to be taking a lot of addresses down and mailing out dice, which I really don't want to do.
Oh, I know. I can imagine, man.
So, I mean, it's going to be. They said I could probably do a 1-day delivery if it looks like it's going to be like the following week.
Yeah.
But it's like another $130 to ship.
God.
But I'll probably do it because I want my guys to, guys and gals that all have their dice. It'll be worth it.
It is true, man. I mean, I know I signed up for the VIP package. I want all the cool stuff.
I want to make sure you guys get your cool stuff.
Yeah.
I got special tokens. They're on the way. They're already done. They're in the mail. Just waiting to get them now.
We're getting plastic Thunderhawks, right?
Yes. As of, oh my gosh,
that was the best April Fool's joke ever. I was like, oh yes, plastic Thunderhawks, yes. So.
I was happy that it went for a while, but I can't remember who it was, but somebody got on there. Oh, this is just April Fool's, guys. It's not serious. I'm like, could you not have just let it go, played on it a little bit? I mean, come on, guys. They know it's not real. I mean, come on.
Jeff asked about Nova, and he was asking about the Wolves and stuff, if they're going to do releases if they're already out. Yeah, I think in Nova, that's a big tournament. They would do that kind of stuff. It's a big event. Yeah, a lot of stuff they do for charity and other things like that. If GW is going to be there, they would definitely do some release. But hopefully all the Wolves and Orcs will be out, and we're going to see like Sisters of Battle preview, or like, because after that it's going to be what, Gene Stealer Colts?
Well, I imagine Gene Stealer Colts by the end of the year, but let's not forget Slanesh should be the fall.
No,
at least for Sigmar.
Corn.
Not Corn. Corn's already had its day. It's already passed through.
I want Angron. I want Angry Man.
No. Oh, speaking of Angron, it's not Angron, but if you the lovely guys over at Creature Caster, they got a new model coming out. I think he's like, they call him the King of War, but it looks like big winged Angron. I think they've only shown like concept art. They very well might have the model already rendered, but I think it was the King of War. I don't remember, but it looked. I mean, the big thick tendril. Oh yeah, there we go.
You have it. What'd you search on?
I just went to Creature Caster.
Yeah.
And one of the first images on Creature Caster is the King of War. Holy crap. This guy is from base to the tip of his wing is 10 inches tall. See if we can get a picture. I don't know how to do that picture. Oh, there you go. Look at that beast. You know, the hair and everything, or whatever those tendrils are, everything about him just reminds me of some John Blanche art from early days when they, I think it was Sabretooth Games. They had the Warhammer Horus Heresy card game, and John Blanche, a lot of John Blanche's artwork was used in that.
Yes, it was.
Oh, was that tokens?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Wound counters, custom wound counters with that boy. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, that is going to be a beast model, guys.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm looking. Look at that axe.
He is splitting the ground. That is an amazing model. That's an awesome. That would be a great demon Angron.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a great Angron model.
Jess, I don't think they'll do an office, the Assassinorium. I think what's going to happen with them and Inquisition and a couple like the lesser armies, I think they're just going to get grouped into like another Agents of the Imperium book.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get their own codex. And I don't think somebody had messaged me the other day asking about if they're going to include the other two lesser assassin schools, I guess, or offices, the ones that deal with poison and the information guys. If you read the Horus Heresy books, Nemesis, you see those other two groups.
Yep.
You won't. I don't think you'll see them, or I think all that's going to be put together.
Yeah, I think they're going to do maybe like an Inquisition book or something. Kind of throw all that in the Inquisition book.
Yeah, and that's probably where. So if it's an Agents of the Imperium book, let's say that. Let's just call it Agent that book, which is not official. But yeah, you'll probably have Assassins in there. You'll also have the Inquisition.
Yep.
And then probably my guess is you'll also include the Sisters of Silence, because I don't see the Sisters of Silence style army coming out. But you never know. We didn't expect Custodes.
Yeah, you're right. But from all the fluff of Sisters of Silence, we just have the 3 different kinds of units that we've really seen fluff-wise. Custodians, they kind of, they hashed out a lot more in the 30K realm. And the jet bikes, you've always seen pictures of them on the jet bikes and other things like that. So I think the Custodians were a little more fleshed out. But as far as the Sisters of Silence, I just, I don't know, man. Oh, God. So many cool models. And I still got a Sisters of Silence set to put together, too.
Yeah, the Ecclesiarchy will probably be all. I think they're going to be actually wrapped up in the Sister Battle book when that comes out. Just like when they came out, was it 1996, 96, 97, something like that? Yeah. They're all going to be in there.
Yep.
Probably one big book.
Yep. It'll probably tie it all in. So, oh man, so cool. Oh boy, so much good stuff coming out. Age of Sigmar. So excited. God, guys. Well, it is getting kind of late, right, John?
What time is it? Oh my goodness.
It is 11:15. So, I mean, I think we've had a very good discussion, guys. I appreciate y'all in the chat.
Yep.
I think y'all have been golden. Y'all have given us a lot of good information. I appreciate me and John. Appreciate all the participation.
Oh, absolutely.
So hopefully this weekend, maybe I get a battle report filmed, or we may be streaming some Pathfinder. I don't know yet. So we'll have to see what happens this weekend. But I'm definitely going up to Atomic Hobbies this weekend. So if I can get a small game in, maybe of my Escalation League, or if I can get a bigger game in and maybe a test run for my Warzone Houston GT list.
Yeah.
Maybe if I get someone to take me on up there, that'll be good. But we'll just have to see what happens this weekend. So,
yeah, I think if I'm able to, I don't know why I'm looking around, but I might see if I can bring that copy of or keep that copy of Age of Sigmar. Yeah. So next week when we I know we'll probably have talked Age of Sigmar to death by that point.
Yeah.
But I can actually be able to, so you guys can see what it looks like, have that stuff on hand here, because I'll have it built by that point and everything. Yeah. And maybe even some of the stuff painted by then.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah.
So yep. Take care, Jeff. Take care, Jess.
Yes, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
And don't forget, thanks to our Patreon supporters. Y'all guys are great. Got the new lights in, so I'll have them set up in the studio this weekend. Go up there early, try to get all that stuff set up, and try to get the streaming cameras and everything. I know guys at Atomic Hobbies, I know are working at trying to do that kind of stuff and help us out. So, of course, most of the guys are members of FNP, just the quiet guys. So, you guys in the background. So, bunch of our members. So,
make sure you like and subscribe, guys.
Yep. Please like and subscribe to the channel, guys. And I appreciate all y'all watching, dude. We cannot do this without y'all. I hope y'all like the live streams where we kind of just talk about random stuff, and it always turns out really good, guys. So other than that, guys, we will see y'all next week, same time. Hopefully there will not be as many technical issues. So maybe Jonathan will be running the stream next time, or I need to reboot my cable modem. So other than that, guys, we will see y'all next week. Anything else, John?
Nope. See you guys later.
See y'all.